something million that which is not reflected in the schedule that we provided. These have been ongoing works, and we only at the end of this financial year we had to clear those who had finished work, and there's a bill to pay the full retention amount. So by the end of this financial year, the mentioned amount
in the next 14 days.
Yeah.
Unless if a member you have any additional issue to raise. Okay. So the last query, that is late submission of financial statement. This is a compliance issue, but proceed and read out the query.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Late submission of the financial statement. The financial statement for the Kisii municipality for the year ended 30th June 2022 was submitted for audit on 19th October 2023, contrary to Section 47(1) of the Public Audit Act 2015, which requires a financial statement for the financial year ended 30th June 2023 to be submitted to the Auditor General by 30th September. And management did not provide an explanation for the late submission.
Management concur with the auditor's observation on late submission of financial statement for the financial year 2021-2022. Subsequently, management has complied, Mr. Chairman. There is an extract there of submitted financial statement for the financial year 2022-2023 to show that we are complied.
Auditor, your comments?
The management concurred with observation on the late submission of the financial statement for the year ended 2021-2022. However, the extra financial statement 2022-23 was not provided, but I think currently now is provided. When we are doing the verification, it has not been provided. But you can see now the document has already been provided to us.
Senator Nyonka.
The OAG, I go back to the same question I asked you earlier. And Chair, I'm really struggling with the recommendation or with the observations that OAG makes. Why don't you want to pronounce yourself how you cure this problem? Because it's not only appearing in Kisii, it's the whole Republic, isn't it? And then on top of that, I don't know that you observed that this was the period of transition. I don't know, Chair, you see my point.
Yes.
What can we do to make sure that the process continues even when the politics is going on and transition is taking place? I have seen that in so many other counties. What would you want us to do? Because our job is to legislate and oversight.
Chair.
Chair. Yes,
Chair, you know, I think the legal counsel needs to read for us the relevant section when you do late submissions. Secondly, Chair, Governor, I think your accountants are very lazy. If you check the responses, they are standard. It starts with I concur. And they don't give further reason. There is no flesh in those statements. So, I mean, this is being lazy. I mean, you're a serious governor and deputy party leader. I mean, Chair, just before the legal goes, you know, Governor, we had the auditor here, and we had 3 hours with the Auditor General because we are having a lot of documents to look at and a lot of county entities to audit, to the extent that we really actually want to catch up with time and be able to do as many as possible so that we can be able to get to the current books of the current governors. Now, the problem we are having is this issue of late submission. You know, when Senator Kisang says your officers have said, I concur,
is basically going to the law, to the court and saying I am guilty. And Governor, I think that probably you're going to be the first county that is going to be punished with this, your officers. Because this idea that what the law calls accounting officers constantly putting their governors in a very bad light of not doing their work must stop in counties. It must. And I think that the accounting officer, before we read the punishment, I want you to read for us PFM section 149. What is the title of that section of the law? Can you give the officer? First of all, read the title, because I'm getting irritated and tired of officers who don't do their work, and then because governors cannot run the entire county, you have got what the PFM Act clearly calls accounting officers, and they must do their job. What does that title say?
Through your chair, the title of the heading of section 149 of the PFM is responsibilities of accounting officers designated for county government entities.
Responsibilities. If an accounting officer does not know their responsibility under that PFM Act, they're going to be liable in this committee. What does that section K say?
And that subsection 2, paragraph K, it reads that not later than 3 months after the end of each financial year, the relevant accounting officer is supposed to prepare annual financial statements for that financial year and submit them to the Auditor General for audit with a copy to the county treasury.
What that says that you do not need to wait for the auditor. Even before violating section 47(1) of the Public Audits Act, you already violated that PFM. Because the month that is required by the section 47(1) of the Public Audits Act is actually pulled from that particular section of your responsibility. Now, listen to what you're putting the governor on, which I think that the governor, after this, you're going to give you a charge, and then it is the responsibility of the officer to go and deal with it. Read for me section 62 of the Public Audit Act.
Through you, Chair, section 62 of the Public Audit Act is on the offenses by other persons, and it reads as follows. A person, that is section 62, subsection 1, a person shall not, without reasonable cause or lawful excuse, obstruct or hinder, assault or threaten a member of staff of the Office of the Auditor General or professional acting under this Act. Then the relevant ones are paragraph B and C. Without justification, fail to provide information required under this Act. C, without justification, fail to provide information within reasonable time that is required under this Act. Then there is the issue of submit false or misleading information and misrepresent to or knowingly mislead a member of staff of the Office of the Auditor General or professional acting under this Act, or interfere with or exert undue influence on any staff of the Office of the Auditor General or on any person authorized by the Auditor General to perform the functions under the Act. And then the fine is under subsection 2, where it reads that a person who contravenes subsection 1 commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 5 million shillings or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 years or to both. Thank you, Chair.
That's the law. When you said you concur, this committee sits under Article 125 of the Constitution. It's a high court. So I don't think there's anything the chair can do. You have concurred that you violated those sections and the punishment is there. It's 5 million or 3 years jail term or both. I think if the chair is very lenient, he might give you 5 million. Because I don't think you want to go for 3 years in jail. Or he can actually give you both if he really wants to send a message. It's that simple. The accounting officers are giving governors headache in the county. You've got a section for yourself in the PFM Act. This is not about the executive seat of the governor. It's not in question here. It is directly on you, 149 of the PFM Act. So, Chair, I don't know how today you woke up, whether you took tea, whether you were nice, I don't know. But I think that is the law of what they have concurred about. If you choose, you can punish and then make it known to the country that there are some accounting officers who do not do their job that need that punishment through the executive, who is the governor.
Just for your information, the two accounting officers, that is Nahashon Ongeri, who was the municipal manager, and George Ongware, who was the municipality accountant. Governor, are they still in employment, these people? Or they left?
Chair, I can confirm that one Nahason Ngeri is on disciplinary.
He's on disciplinary?
Yes. Where's George Ngwale? He's there. What does he do? He's an accountant there. Ongware is there.
Yeah, this Ongware, he should have been here. This Ongware has an ISPAC number 8093, and according to the status, his membership is active, but he is not in good standing, meaning that his training points are below the required threshold.
I can come with him next time. Be required.
Yeah.
Bring.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think what has been said is that ordinarily the law provides, the Public Audit Act, that these people should be punished on this offense. I will ask Senator Onyonka to say something, and then I give my direction on this.
Chair, my point is that actually I'm agreeing with Eddie. That's why I told and mentioned to the OAG that what is the way out of this? What are the recommendations you make? And Chair, you could interface that with your ruling. What are the recommendations you make so that the same thing does not be repeated again? That's for me where I am, because I always keep saying the system is broken. This is, Chair, one way on how the system is deliberately broken to make sure that these things happen. Thank you.
What Senator is saying in your report, don't leave it vague. You need to be very specific to say such and such officer should be punished under the law, so that people will start taking submission seriously. When you leave it to us, and you are the one who is supposed to actually implement the Public Audit Act. So, Auditor, please, Mark, you can come in to support what he's going to say.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. As Senator said, I think the issue of less submission has been a very big problem in this country. But even in terms of looking in terms of the financial year when it ends, the financial year ends 30th June. Yeah, actually the law just provide a ground for that grace period of 3 months. But ideally, the financial statement must be ready by July. Yeah, there's nothing stops the financial statements to be cleared by even July and August. In terms of even some of the listed companies, which we normally also audit, which are also being guided for them to have an AGM, they do their submission by 30th June, and we do the audits. Even by 30th September, the audit has already been done. So in terms of the main national members of the counties, the best thing is just to enforce for them to do the compliance in terms of preparing these financial statements in advance and submitting them to be audited, because the year ends actually by 30th June. And if in terms of proactiveness, we normally do what they normally do what we call quarterly reportings. So if you do quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, by the time you do quarter 4, you already have even financial statement in place, and that ought to be the best practice. Thank you.
So the two members, please put yourself on record.
Senator Tabitha Mutinda, a member of this committee. Karibu sana Governor and our member former Nairobi MP, bado tunakutambua. I do not share if I would just quickly brush in my query to the CEC Finance, who is the overall in charge on this matter, so that as my colleague also puts in stable record, he can prepare a feedback to this committee as to why these documents were also submitted late, because you are the one in charge of this accounting team. Thank you, Chair.
Proceed, Senator.
Thank you, Chair.
Roba.
Senator Gloria Roba, a friend of the committee, and nominated senator from Kisii County, the delegation of Kisii.
Okay, CEC Finance, through the governor, please respond to the senator before I make my direction.
Thank you, Chair. We have tried, or have tried as CEC Finance to understand the reason as to why.
And just to know that when we talk about accounting officer, apart from the two, you are also included there. You are the accounting officer on matters finance.
My honesty, Chair, thank you, is that we did agree. I did inquire the department, and there has been a reason as there was late submission. They did say they did submit. We had a sitting with the auditors and I agreed, but I didn't get documentary evidence showing that they did submit and the same was not received with the auditors. That's the explanation as to why. So that we had to concur that we had no reasons to why.
Just quickly, for how long have you been the CEC for Finance in the department in Kisii County? Be on record, please.
This is my second year, Chair. I joined in 15th November 2022.
Would I be wrong to tell this committee that you are also lagging behind in ensuring that you push on timelines?
Senator Mutinda, we are constrained of time. The process you want to take him through, we have already gone through that. So I don't want us to...
Good to know that he's the overall, he's the boss in that department. Still, you need to, tighten the loose ends.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, so what I want to direct is this is an offense, as has been read out by the legal officer. But I will be lenient for this session. But the next session, if we have this query coming up, the CEC Finance, CEO Finance, and the two municipality accounting officers, you will be liable, and you have heard what is involved, the fine and the prosecution. So the committee will not hesitate to prosecute, to recommend prosecution. So the only reason why I am being lenient is because, one, this is the very first time we are looking at municipality reports, and number two, the report in question was for the year ended June 2022, which, as rightly said by Senator Onyonka, it was a transitional period. But you have made an attempt, Governor, under your regime, you made an attempt to submit the financial statement, but very late. So for that reason, I will be lenient. But next time, I will not be lenient. I will recommend that actually the Public Audit Act takes effect, especially Section 61.
Chair.
Honorable members, I do not want to us to revise that. We need to make.
I'm not revising, Chair.
We have two reports ahead of us.
I get it, but this is a substantive issue that has occurred in this committee so many times.
Yeah, but we have discussed.
I know you have made a ruling, but I think that there's just something that I think is important for the CEC to take note of, right? Because, Chair, if this comes back again, one thing I wouldn't want to see anybody going to jail. So let's just give them comprehensive feedback so that next time they and I comply, Chair, with your ruling. I will never question or vary your ruling. But, Chair, you see, if you observe what the CEC has said, there are now two offenses that have emerged. There's an offense of lack of documented submission to the Treasury. That's what I got. There was no submission from the relevant entity to the Treasury. And then the second offense is what we have been overly looking at, which is, submission to the auditor. And because the CEC is the head of Treasury, I just wanted, because this is my neighbor county, good practices will come to Migori. And bad practices will also come to Migori because we are neighbors. I hang out with you guys a lot. My governor hangs out at your place. We go to your place. You might hang out with bad manners. So what I would request you to do, through the chair, of course, number one, put down section 149 of the PFM Act. Go and have all your accounting officers, because and master it. Number two, section 47(1) of the public audit. That section is actually irrelevant, 47. And then number three is section 62 of the Public Audits Act. Master that. But because you have pricked my conscience with this mistake that you're more dangerous. So go and master section 197. That says offenses of financial misconduct. Because now what I'm seeing again arising is the misconduct in the entities and in the Treasury. Those offenses are very critical. And then master section 199 of those, of what the penalties are in the PFM Act. Now, even not in the Public Audit Act. This is why I'm saying, I'm reading this for you, is because the chair has said is lenient. Under PFM, the chair has got no any provision for leniency, because it says, except as otherwise provided by this act. Leniency of the chair can only come at a place that, except as otherwise provided by this act. A person who is found guilty of committing an offense under this act, for which no other punishment is given, that person is liable on conviction to a term of imprisonment not exceeding 5 years, or to a fine not exceeding 10 million shillings, or both. This is lifted to go to the Public Audit Act. And here there is no leniency. So just master those, you'll be fine, because the governor is fine, but don't put your governor in trouble, because if you put you in trouble, he will put you in trouble as well. Thank you, Chair.
Very well. And I forgot to say, apart from the CEC, CEO, and the two officers, the municipal board, you are also on that list of people who can go to jail because of this provision. Governor, I don't know, the municipal board, is it in place?
They are not, Mr. Chairman.
They are not in place.
They're not. Only one person here. Here.
No,
they are.
You have a board?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I have it.
So who is representing the board here?
The CC planning.
The CC lands. You need to tell them that they are also liable on this matter, because the law on urban areas and the Cities Act puts them in that bracket of ensuring that there is financial accountability, and this includes that segment of financial accountability. So anyway, I have given direction on that matter. So honorable members, that brings us to the end of the audited reports for Kisii municipality for the 3 years. Now we will look at the audited reports for 2 years for Kisii County Health Improvement Fund. Is a document in yellow, honorable members.
This is UDA. The UDO.
Why is the document not in orange?
So, Auditor, please take us through the report in the manner that I had directed you. Starting with the year ended June 2021.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. The report of the Auditor General for the financial year statement for the Kisii County Health Facility Improvement Fund for the year ended 30th June 2021. Issue number 1 is budgetary control and performance not addressed, and that year was just only issue of budgetary. Then we go to the year ended 30th June 2022. Issue number 1 is long outstanding receivable from exchange transactions. The issue was partially addressed. Then issue number 2 is about budgetary control and performance. Issue not addressed.
So, honorable members, as has been pointed out, the report for the year ended June 2021 was unqualified. It had only one query, budget control and performance, which is not addressed. But that query recurs in the next year of June 2022. So we'll consider it in June 2022. Then we have the report for the year ended June 2022. We had 2 queries. That is long outstanding receivables from exchange transaction and budget control and performance. So we are only going to cover the 2 queries because the one of budget recurs. So we'll cover the latest year of 2022. So auditor started us off on a long outstanding receivables from exchange transaction.
Thank you, Chair.
Page 53 of the response document. Proceed.
Thank you, Chair. The long outstanding receivables from the exchange transactions. The statement of the financial position reflects a receivable from the exchange transaction balance of Kenya shilling 45,941,894. However, analysis of the detailed supporting schedule provided for audit revealed that the balance includes a receivable from National Hospital Insurance Fund, NHIF, amounting to Kenya shilling at 6,114,764, which had been outstanding for the period ranging from that 7 days to 11 months, contrary to Section 27E of the National Health Insurance Fund Act 1998, which requires a valid claims to be settled within a period of 1 month from the date of the submission of the claims. In circumstances, the recoverability of receivables amounting to Kenya shilling at 6,114,764 could not be confirmed.
Governor, your management response.
Thank you, Chairman. Again, I want to say that the management concurs. Because that's what is written here. Concurs with the auditor's observation that there were long outstanding receivables from National Hospital Fund, that's NHIF, ranging 37 days to 11 months. This was occasioned by the delay disbursement of funds by the NHIF. There has been a concerted effort by management in following up the claims. So far, Mr. Chairman, 42,915,594 relating to the period under review has been reimbursed, leaving a balance of 3,026,300 still outstanding. And we can find them in the attachment of 1A, 1B, and 1C, Mr. Chairman.
Auditor, your comments on the management response?
Chair, management concurred with the observation that there was a long outstanding receivable from NHIF. However, so far, Kenya 42,915,594 relating to a period under review has been reimbursed, leaving a balance of Kenya 3,076,300, which is still outstanding.
So, Governor, maybe with your follow-up with NHIF, what is the current position? When have they committed to clear the 3 million?
Chairman, there was earlier communication that before we moved from NHIF to SHIP, they would have finished in the reimbursement of this money, but so far they've not done it. We expect that they will do it anytime soon. It is beyond our control again because the people who are supposed to be giving us that money back.
Okay, floor is open for members. Proceed, Kisan.
I don't know. There is a letter that was done on 11th of January 2023 from NHIF saying that they have cleared. So, you know, sometimes here, what NHIF does, because I have an interest there or share, if the claims are not valid, you know, sometimes they reject some claims. So I don't know if all the 42 million or 45 million claims were really valid, all of them, because they are paid. You still have outstanding 3 million, and they are saying they are cleared from the letter that is here. So I don't know.
And looking at your response, Governor, you have said so far 42 million has been reimbursed, but the amount in question was 36 million. So what is the breakdown of the 42 million? Because it seems way above what was outstanding of 36 million.
Chair, let me ask the CC how to respond to that.
CC for L.
Thank you, Chair. We keep on claiming these monies from NHIF monthly because patients keep using NHIF on daily basis. So every month we keep on claiming anything that is outstanding from NHIF.
So are you suggesting that for this particular query, because the query was about 36 million, that has been cleared?
Yes. Yes, yes, Chair.
Yeah, Auditor, can you confirm that? So that the balance of the amount, that is 6 million, is for the current period.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe just for correction, the issue of receivable, which is outstanding, we raised 45 million, 45.9 million, but out of that was 36 million, which relates to NHIF. So overall was 45 million. And the county was able to demonstrate they were able to collect 42 million. And that's why the balance of 3 million is still outstanding.
No, make us understand. You said 45 million is your total receivables.
Yes.
And NHIF is 36. So are you trying to say that the additional 9 million is still coming from NHIF?
Not really. You know, when you talk of receivables, it's not only NHIF, there are other receivables. So in terms of the financials, we look amount receivable of 45 million. But in terms of the breakdown, you just see the component of NHIF, that's 6 million, which we are a bit concerned about in terms of the submissions. But overall, the county has indicated they have collected 42 million. Yeah, a shortfall of 3 million.
So what we are asking...
Chair, can I help you?
Yeah. Chair, just a quick, Auditor, the 42 is from NHIF or is from what receivables?
No, Chair.
All encompassed with others?
No.
Can you...
Is this. In the financial statement, a vote of 45 million receivables. These receivables could be from anybody who owes this particular health improvement.
alone. So what that then means is that NHIF is no longer in question. Deductive reasoning. NHIF is no longer in question. However, because that NHIF would mean that you need to subtract 36 million from the 42 million, okay? 36 million from 42 comes to what? Do you have a physical analysis here? That's 6, isn't it? So NHIF has done well, in my view. The NHIF as a function of receivable has done well because they have paid for the entire outstanding 36 and they're going into the current year. However, there is still 9 million receivables that hasn't been resolved, which we need to know who are these debtors to the
that is
fund.
true.
Yes.
That is very true.
Yes.
There is a 9 million, but the auditor has not raised a query on that. The query is on the 36 million. He hasn't raised, maybe that could be a separate query, but on the 36, which is supposed to come from NHIF, that is the query. And then the county is saying they have already received 42 million, which means the 36 in question has been cleared. So we are remaining with an extra 6 million, which is, as the CEC Health was saying, would be for the subsequent claims, NHIF claims. So the auditor, it is a bit confusing. You need to clarify on the issue of the 9 million. The 9 million, you have not raised it as part of your query.
Or the 9 million you're not worried about. We are worried about the NHIF one, which the NHIF then the county has solved so it can move forward. Because I think that the county has done well and performed up and above the 36 million. The county has actually received 6 billion more for the current year. So the fund is doing well in terms of recovering.
So, auditor, respond to that. We want to make progress.
Yeah, maybe in terms of what we raised, the 45,941,894. If you look even in terms of page 111 and 180.
Page 111. Yes, that's the financials, eh?
What financials? The annex.
There's annexures, eh?
Yes, the annex. 111. 111.
Yes, we are there.
They are named of the facilities, which range from 1 to 17.
Yes.
And there was an outstanding amount by 30th June 2022, which totals to 45,941,894.
Yes, we can see that.
And then paid to debt, which has already been supported from the response, is 42,912,915,594.
So let me, for the purpose of time, Chair, let's resolve this. Governor, that page that we are in, and perhaps the manager of the fund, the chair of the fund, turn to that page that the other stand as to page 1111, which I think now go all the way to page 112. Are we there? There's an amount there which was queried of 45,941,894. Are we there? A simple question. Is that entire amount owed to you by NHIF, or are there other people who owe you part of that amount?
This is, through the chair, this is strictly from...
Be on record, just put the mic close.
This is strictly from NHIF.
It's strictly from NHIF. So then, Chair, there was a misnomer in terms of the capture of definition of that receivable. So the receivable is entirely an HIF receivable. Or we want to be at par in that. So therefore, it means that actually there is still 3,226,000 that is still pending receivable on NHIF. And therefore, you're denoting NHIF as the only receiver. Is that okay, auditor? That's the understanding. Okay, so can perhaps the governor explain to us when is this expected and what is the added on the 3 million so that we can move forward?
Maybe just share to clarify why we narrow down the 6. we are doing the aging analysis, and that's why we are doing the issue from 37 days. Some of them are recurrent. So the whole amount for NHIF, but we are doing the aging analysis in terms of compliance of 30 days claim payments. Yeah.
Chair, yes, this was indicated earlier. I don't operate in a child. Before we go there, this before they have numerous of counties they're giving, therefore they decide to give you 1 million, 2 million. So far we have pushed them to this extent to 42 in the balance of 3 million.
Chair, could I get a clarity from what Senator Kisang and earlier inquired? You had written a letter to NHIF dated 5th, and you received a response from NHIF 6 days after, that was on an 11th. NHIF indicating that kindly note that the facilities funds were cleared into the payees' accounts as per their tax listing on the current status of the accounts. Did you give a further, letter indicating that there is still a balance owing amount 3 million? Because you seem to be satisfied with this feedback, which tells the committee that there is no outstanding according to NHIF.
I'm sure there could be that communication. It's only that I don't know. Let me hear from the CEC.
Okay.
Chair, I want to respond that, as I've said earlier, we keep on claiming from NHIF on monthly basis what is owed to the county. So when they pay, they don't indicate that this payment is for this specific period. Money just keeps on coming in from NHIF as we claim on a monthly basis. Although sometimes we experience delays from NHIF in disbursement of these funds.
So there was no further letter from this response? You got satisfied?
Not really, because not every time we do letters, we send vouchers to NHIF claiming for the monies that they owe the county from these facilities.
Thank you for your response, but there's a problem we're trying to cure. As a country, we have notions whereby we have policies, but we don't want to adhere to them because we have a notion that this is how it works. NHIF delays, and it's like it's okay. It shouldn't be okay, because it is in your mandate and your responsibility to push, because already KRA during the payments, you're pushed to do the submissions. As we speak as Senate, we are pushing for counties to receive the 401 billion, and we are arguing from the perspective of the NSSF contributions, these chief issues that are coming. So as a county, you've adhered. But now we also don't want to push the provider, NHIF, to adhere to these timelines. There should be a push. There should not be a response of, that is how, they work. How do they work then? We cannot have a country that people are just waking up and deciding this is how we work. Then why do we have policy implementers? CEC, you have to push. Are you the CEC, or which position are you?
Through the chair, I'm the CEC Health, and I want to confirm as late as yesterday, I was at NHIF offices claiming for several millions of shillings that they owe the county before we transition to SHIP.
Just quickly, you being on the floor through the governor, you have board members?
Yes, we do have a board.
Who's the chair of the board?
I'm the chair of the board.
So can you tell this committee how you are the chair of the board and your act does not require, it requires you to appoint members? Did you appoint yourself to be a member of the board? I'm just curious.
No, I don't appoint myself to be the member of the board.
So how are you chair of that board?
I was...
you were?
I was appointed by the Act. The Act provides, the F5 Act provides that the CC becomes the member of the board. We have
member or chair?
I mean the chair of the board.
Chair of the board. Legal, can you provide that act before the committee as we progress? Or do you have the response through the chair?
The chair may be the county government of CPC to provide the act, because under the 2023 Act, that is the Facilities Improvement Financing Act. The membership that is provided for is what it establishes the county health management team, that is under section 10, and under that county health management team that is appointed by the county health management team shall be appointed by the county executive member for health as follows. That includes the county director of health, who shall be the chairperson, the administrative officer of the department, and all the section units within that health department, and the medical superintendents of county hospitals. So for this fund, it's county specific. It's for them now to provide what the Act provides on the membership of their board.
I thought you were reading their Act.
Yeah. No. This one is an action act.
Which supersedes, of course, legal.
Yeah, but they have their own act now. Now they operationalize and operate and manage their FIF. The one they follow. This one is just gives the guideline. This one is for the county health management team. It's not for the fund.
Through you, Chair, just quickly, Governor, do you have your attorney today, the county attorney with you, by any chance?
No.
It's okay, thank you. Legal, just in the meantime, because all regulations are within you can Google and be able to get. As we progress, just provide the Act for Kisii County Health Act.
You see, honorable members, we still have a big report on Kisii Referral Hospital. This query has been explained because the amount in question was 36 million. They have recovered 42 million from NHIF. So for this very specific query, the matter is addressed. Yes. But subsequent claims from NHIF is what is not addressed, but it's not yet a query.
But it's not a query, and also I also don't think that it features in this particular financial year. That will be a matter of the next financial year.
Maybe the next
because of what they already talked about, the aging analysis on that amount, right? Which I think that the county has done really well to recover up and above. Yeah. So I think then we should proceed. In fact, we should clear that query.
Yeah, that query is resolved.
It is resolved. We should clear it and then move to the next.
It's resolved. So, Senator Mutinda, we are still going to go into deeper health matters when we'll be looking at Kisii Referral, which has your questions until then. But we'll move on to the last query. This, which is budget control and performance. 54. Could you proceed?
Thank you, Chair. Budget control and performance. The statement of comparison of the budget and actual amount to get a final revenue budget and actual on comparable basis of Kenya shilling 202,903,799 and Kenya shilling 105,521,854 respectively, resulting to underfunding of Kenya shilling 97,461,945 or 42% of the budget. Similarly, the fund spends an amount of Kenya shilling 163,394,463 against a approved budget of Kenya shilling 232,983,709, resulting to an expenditure of Kenya shilling 69,589,162 or 30% of the budget. The underfunding and underperformance affected the plan activities and may have an negative impact on the delivery of the health service to the residents.
Sorry, Chair, the management concurs with the auditor's observation on revenue collection by 42% of the total budget. The short of claims from the National Hospital Insurance Fund. Then the expenditure of 69,589,162, representing 30% of the budget, was occasioned by untamed revenue projection, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Auditor, your comments on management risk.
Thank you, Chair. The management concurred with observation on untamed target revenue collection by 42% of the total budget, and that expenditure finished in 69.5 million, representing 30% of the budget.
Okay, members, your comments. This is a matter of underfunding and underperformance of the budget. Underfunding of 97 million and underperformance, under expenditure, which is underperformance of 69 million. Unsupported repairs and maintenance. Auditor, what was the main issue here?
The main issue here is the manchip, whereby there was repair and maintenance cost, but in terms of looking the property plan agreement, it was not recorded. So there is mismatch about the repair and maintenance for some of these assets. But if you look in terms of the book of the accounts, some of these assets are not recorded under the hospital, like the vehicles and all.
So it is touching on the issue of assets.
Yes.
So I think that can also be managed under asset management as well. General expenses, Kisii County interest, what is it about, Auditor?
And outstanding interest of around 3 million. Currently, what has been supported is around 1.5 million, which falls short of the 3 million. And it was referred as general expenses, Kisii County.
So this interest was surrendered. Governor, I see in your response that the interest was surrendered and he has attached the voucher. So what do you say about that, Auditor?
I share the voucher that has been attached is 1.5, but the audit query was 3 million.
So there is still a balance of 1.5. So maybe, Governor, you can
informed that there are two vouchers attached.
confirm that. I'm trying to manage time so that we only deal with the key issues. Confirm that as we go on, the other auditor can assist. Budget control and performance. I think we've spent more time on this. Where we have said, if you cannot meet your budget figures, then we do a supplementary budget. Lack of training needs assessment. Auditor, what is the main issue here? 191,000. What is the main issue here?
Yeah, sure. The audit query is about there was some training that has already been undertaken, but in terms of just confirming whether there is some training need assessments in place or maybe even the training plan has not been provided. But the committee were able to explain that this expenditure relates to CBD hours for the doctors and also the accountants. So they were able to support that in terms of the CBD hours. But the major concern was the issue of the training need assessment and also in terms of the training plan, whether it's placed. That's the concern for the audit.
Okay, the issue of an lack of an updated asset register, I think this also covers what I had directed earlier. So, honorable members, in that case, the query on unsupported amenity wing expenses and employee costs. Yeah, those are the queries we are going to look at. So, auditor, take us through the first query. That is for the year ended June 2023.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Unsupported amenity wing expenses. The statement of financial performance reflects amenity wing expenses amounting to Kenya 5,476,000, which, as disclosed in Note 12 to the financial statement, comprises contracted professional salaries and allowances amounting to Kenya 2,465,000, and doctors, nurses, and administration officers local amount of Kenya 3 million. However, documents such as contracts and engagement letters in support of the expenditure were not provided for audit. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completion of regularity of the amenity wing expenses of Kenya 5,476,000 could not be confirmed.
Governor, your management response.
Chair, again, I want to confirm unsupported amenity wing expenses. This is regrettable. However, the management has since provided contract agreement and engagement letters as attached in schedule Annex 1A, 1B, and 1C.
Auditor, your comments?
Thank you, Chair. The management concurred the observation on unsupported amenity wing expenses. However, the management provided a part of the employment contracts for Kenya 765,000 out of 2,465,000. Maybe, Chair, we raised in terms of, that's why we even indicated partially addressed, but there were documentation which was missing earlier on, especially the engagement letters and the contract agreements. But now, in terms of the submission, we can confirm that we have received those annexures.
You have received the annexure to support the 5.4 million. The total amount.
Share in terms of the schedule that has been provided, unless the annex is missing, they are totaling to 3,566,500. Out of the issue, we query about 5,476,000.
So what is outstanding?
Around 2 million is outstanding.
the documentation. Advisors on this.
Chair, explain to me.
Accountant.
Thank you, Chair, for this chance again. On this note, on unsupported amenity wing expenses, as per the auditor query, they pulled on the attachment supporting documents such as contracts, and we have provided those attachments. For the expenditure, already we had given, and we did not have an issue touching on the expenditure side. The only areas they queried us is the engagement letter and contract letters for those who are working on the amenity wing.
Chair, since the gentleman is on the floor, would you confirm to the committee your names, please, quickly?
Thank you, Chair. My names are CP Elijah Musawi Mugaka.
Elijah, Richard?
Elijah.
Elijah, sorry, yes?
Yes.
Mugaka, yes, bank number?
24903.
24903. So you're the one who signed these financial statements?
Yes.
And you're the one responding on behalf of the governor, indicating that according to you, you've issued all the relevant documents. You're satisfied with what you delivered to the auditors?
As per the query, the auditors raised, they asked about the attachment which were missing. That's what the contract and the engagement letter, and this is what we have supported.
So it doesn't bother you that the accountant are raising the issues that they are not able to reconcile of amount almost 2 million?
As the auditor raised the issue, and we are ready to reconcile that amount, you can do it.
So you agree that the auditors do not have all the relevant documents for them to audit and reconcile on this matter. You agree?
Chair, let me help there.
There's something I was driving, I wanted it to catch your eye, Governor, because as much as Article 179 is in place, you've done your due diligence, you've given personnel and officers opportunities and jobs to work and deliver, true or false. And you find that the documents that are being asked, it's not you issuing these documents, it's CPA Elijah. And we need to be on the same page that he needs to own up, because the other concern I'm also having with Elijah, the CPA, a member of his board, under number 24903, is not in good standing as we speak. Why are you also not in good standing, and you're also signing financial statements?
Are you in good standing?
Yeah.
Are you good or bad? Are you good or you're bad?
I'm not in good standing, but I'm a member. I'm a member.
So you're in bad standing right now?
Currently, I'm not good standing.
No, just say bad. But you worked, but Elijah, you worked, the governor found you in Kisii County.
Yeah, yes.
Oh no, sorry. Been in Kisii County government.
I was involved in 2016.
2016, 8 years down the line. And issues that, you see, Chair, you're talking about time, but I'm looking at this issue. We are here because you simply did not remit the prerequisite documents that are needed for them to reconcile.
Chair. It's a point of order. The contribution. I'm being keen here and I'm getting tired. Proceed. And I think the governor looks very tired. I don't know whether it's something the government is not telling us. No, about tea. Tea is my adjacent governor, so I can get him tea. Tea is not a problem. But there's something the government is not telling us. Governor, are you okay with this? All these employees? Is that the accountant who gave this document? Do you know the document that you're required to give?
Do you understand the document that the auditor is asking for here? Through the governor, I'm just asking a very humble question.
Chair, I think I want to say this. This is among those officers I think who are better.
I give up.
Therefore, if you got to get what is happening. But again, Mr. Chair, you see what he's trying to explain is that the Auditor General asked about those contract letters for the issues of money. It had been reconciled then. Therefore, it's not an issue that we are going to reconcile now, as it were. But what the auditor had asked is what they are saying has been provided, and we are in agreement with the Auditor Generals.
You know what usually happens, Governor, and you need to take in interest. The hospital management, and we have seen that with other hospitals, they quietly engage casuals, quietly, and end up paying them these monies. You know, see, like in this case, all these people, are they employees of the hospital or they are just casuals? All these people who are paid, CEC Health, through the governor, can you tell us who are these people who are paid? Are they permanent employees or casual employees?
Let the CEO respond on that, because the one who engages those people.
Chair and honorable members, the hospital engages from time to time employees at the casual levels and the professionals as locum part-timers on contract.
There's quite a number anyway. I think we'll have an opportunity to keenly go through it. So, Auditor, what is the way forward on this?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Maybe ours is, in terms of the contracts that have been provided, the engagement that has been provided. You remember we mentioned a figure of 5.4 million, and that figure needs to be supported with the schedule. So when Annex 1A, schedule of the amenity wing expenses, is not adding up to 5.476 million, then that's where we have an issue.
Chair, yes. You see, it's already 108.
Yeah, we are not going to the very last query.
I know, and actually I'm going to discourage you from going to that. Because, Chair, reconciliation issues are very important issues. Reconciliation issues are not just an issue of providing a document here and there. And I think the accountants take their work seriously. Chair, I don't know whether you noticed that this entire report was adverse. I don't know whether you noticed that. And I've gone through all the queries, I've gone through the last query, I've even gone through the query we left on the unsupported repairs of documentation, because otherwise somebody else reading this report would actually claim a loss of funds. But you put even the entire account in the risk of EACC, because the same problem that the owner is asking here reflects on that unsupported repairs and maintenance, where you can have ghost workers in form of casual workers, in form of casual workers. You can also have ghost assets in terms of constant issue of bad accounting problem. Because if you look at, I know we didn't look at it, we said we didn't look at it, advice that the way we have treated, because this is the first time we're looking at this, advice But the way we have treated, because this is the first time we're looking at this also, these reports need to be go and reconsidered with the governor and the auditors. If I'm to extend your leniency that you gave in the previous issue, in fact, this is where you need a lot of leniency to be able to allow the governor and the auditor go and do that. Because the query is here that if you leave, even this query, if you leave it just at the face value of it, you will give the county trouble. Somebody else will come and hold this document, might have a different interpretation on a strictly financial understanding. Because what this query will go, if you leave it the way you want to leave it, and the query that we are going to look at next, which I hope we cannot go to, query number 4 under the last query, somebody else might interpret them to be an issue of loss of funds on ghost workers or ghost assets, which I honestly don't want to believe is the truth, given the adjustments that have, the reconciliation that have been given to the auditor. But if you leave it not updated the right way, somebody else holding this document will take these particular queries to EACC. For no apparent reason, and put the government into a very bad light because of accounting issues. And I suspect that is why the auditor gave an adverse opinion on this one. So perhaps this could be a good opportunity to have the county have the standard way of doing financial reports and they work with the auditors, and then we take submissions and perhaps review this after another 30 days. Have been consulted.
Yes, through chair, yes. If you go through the annexure, there are those which have been signed after the start of the financial year, and there are those which are during the financial year.
Senator Mutinda, thank you for highlighting that issue. But I have already directed that we will reopen this report together with 2024 so that we look at it thoroughly. And I know the governor really appreciates our input in giving a thorough approach to it so that we can give very comprehensive recommendation on what needs to be done. So I think we stop at that point. Your question is noted, but let us look at it then. Immediately we get 2024, we will have another session which will combine 2023 and 2024. But meanwhile, Governor, you can look at these audits, those gaps before the next session we are going to have on the matter of hospitals.
Well noted, Chair. We are on the same page. Just a finality. In the previous query that I had raised in terms of the chair of the board, CEC should concentrate on the policy making. He is a chair. We've requested for the act, and you've not provided. So in the recommendations through the chair, I would request through you, Chair, that they look into that and respond also to the committee so that it is correctly done. You cannot be there focusing on being the overall management. You appoint a chair.
Chair, just on that, actually I've seen is the act which gives him those powers. The act is established of the board. There is established the Kisii County Health Facility Improvement Fund Board. 2, the board shall consist of the following members:
the county executive committee member who shall be the chairperson. Therefore, it's the act itself which gave him those responsibilities, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, if it is in the act, I think.
That's okay. That's okay. But Governor, then that's where you'll continue.
Now it's closing comments from members and then eventually the governor. Eddie, do you have any closing remark?
Chair, I think that this has been a good session. There are just two comments that I wanted to say prior that I think that it's a question of egg and chicken, so that perhaps as a committee we can guide well. I think that when a fund is created of this magnitude, it is very important that a CEC has got a full bird's eye view position on the fund, that fund. And I think that is perhaps why the County Assembly of Kisii saw it better to have that fund's chair be the CEC. And I think that is in the spirit of PFM section 184. So I don't know that I will recommend that they nudge that particular part of the the law, but I just had to add on what Senator Tabitha said. I think it is in order, but I also think that it's in order that financials are signed within 3 months after closure. But that's what the PFM Act requires, 149K. If you read it, it requires you to do financials in 3 months after closure. But the auditor today has advised that actually, because you are, I think you're moving to a accrual system. We are now moving to an accrual system. So if you're moving to an accrual system, at the end of financial year, you should actually just have the financial documents ready, because you operate on a day-to-day basis. So just at the end of the year, make sure that you don't want to keep your sprints to the latter. When the auditor shows up, then you're like, oh, where are my documents? You'll be prone to a lot of errors, because these are numbers that you have to interact with. So do them on an accrual basis as well. I think the next will just be about some of the issues that we have seen in the last report. I think that there are issues of a lot of conversation with the auditor. I would encourage that Governor, on that particular report, you take full control and make sure that the financial reporting there is done according to standard that you best feel is good. Because otherwise, the recommendations will come to almost saying that something should be sacked. And I don't like seeing people losing jobs when lack of job opportunities in the country currently. And some of these reports. There are some of the reports that I wouldn't want to see on my desk, because do you have a problem with that agenda? Are you buying in Migori now? It could be 2050, whatever the age will be. But I'm just praying for God's grace that one day I will also be, because I look up to my leaders. My leader here is the deputy party leader of ODM on both sides. These are potential governor, these are sitting governor. So if I'm hanging around them too long, one day I might end up being a governor. I'm just saying. But there are reports that if they're there, anybody can pick them with any interpretation, even if you have cleared them in the Senate. And you don't want an adverse report as this sitting there. That's why I would say that this report needs to be gone and be considered with the auditor together with you. I think those will be my comments for now. Otherwise, thank you, Governor, for always being a partner of this committee. Actually, I think that your positive attitude towards this committee makes it easier to make Kisii County work better for the people, and that's something that I really value. There are few governors who have exemplified that attitude of partnership instead of adversarial kind of relationship with this committee, and therefore it helps us to give you proper feedback that can be able to help the officers work better. I thank you, Chair.
One minute.
It felt like Senator Ed is requesting for future ticket. Yeah? He has his two deputy party leaders. Kindly support the young. Anyway, all in all, Governor, asante sana. You know, some of the former members of parliament from Nairobi County, you know, Nairobi is perceived to be very notorious. Have really set a bad precedents before most of the committees of Senate. So far set a positive record in that response. Actually, I was focusing on the governor of Isiolo. We are trying to focus and support you on the 401 billion. We are seeing a lot of wastage in these counties. Yesterday's newspaper, the day before, you saw cannot be having millions for Mandazi. Today we had the deliberations of county additional allocation, whereby the National Assembly, where you sat, are removing the RMLF fund, 10 billion. We've agreed as a committee to support the county government. So kindly talk to your counterparts that this is a synergy requirement. We don't come here to fight each other. We come to correct. Even when I said Elijah has that small issue, but he's very active. He's very active, which is good, which is fine. He can be able to adjust so that your people can be able to correct where issues are. All the best when you go back to Kisii. Unaletea sisi mandizi kidogo ya Kisii namna hiyo. Asante.
I think when Senator Eddie talked about governor, I thought he was talking about me. So I was just going to confirm that yes, I'm the next governor of Kisumu County. Governor, thank you very much for at least the presentation. I think your team should give documents to the auditors in good time. But as I see, that was for the at least now we look at 2022, 2023, and the following year. I think so that we don't go through some of these issues. But it's a learning experience when you come here. All oversight should build your team so that they know what to do. It should not necessarily, the fault is with a view to learning so that we do it better as opposed to simply throwing matters to EACC to investigate and do such things. So I think that is what I want to say. We hope to see you in 2027 at the CAG. Thank you.
Governor, your final comments?
Chair, thank you. And for the comments from senators. Two things. I'm happy that you have observed that the previous years there was unqualified opinions for the county of Kisii, but the same things they are now reoccurring. It's something of interest, but again, I want to commit to this committee that I'm working around the clock to make sure things are done as per the law is required. Chair, the KTRH you were talking about and we have suspended this business is where I went in and found that these people were collecting 47 million per quarter. As we are talking right now, this gentleman, when I removed the CEO was there. This new CEO is doing 200 million from 47. Therefore, again, it's only that the senator from Nairobi has left. The new system of accruing system, is the best. We'll be reporting on daily basis, check what is happening, so that by the end of the day, when the audit they're coming, they have the clear report. My undertaking, Chair, is that we have a responsibility as a country and as a that's true. It's up to us to, to come from our slumberland, help the country to move forward. There is no angel who will fall from heaven to fix the current situation. We must be angels of our own time. Therefore, Mr. Chair, I'm happy, Mheshimiwa Senator Ojenda, wishing you welcome, Mr. Senator Okech. Then we will meet 20.
Chair, cushion agenda. I might be the governor before you. Be careful. My gods work finally.
And for your information, when you are seated there, know that one day you will sit here. Yes. You will be grilled by those ones who will be there. Then, because I've been there for 10 years. Now I'm here. The same thing happens. Therefore, I want to thank you again for the opportunity appearing before this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor, for appear before us. We don't take it for granted. But I want to say that it is important for the betterment of the lives of our people. What you do there in GC and what we are doing here in Senate, it all adds up to improving the lives of our people. I want also echo the sentiments of my colleagues that those areas that we have identified gaps in the management of facility improvement fund and also in Kisii County referral. Sit down with your people and try to figure out how to deal with those gaps. As I have expressed that it looks like in the earlier years of audit, the auditor did not consider a wider scope of the matters to look into. But the 2023, the auditor has been able to capture quite a number of issues, and of particular interest is the issue of functioning of hospital equipment. I believe these are the equipments which are supplied and maintained by MES. It is not just Kisii, but all counties, including my own county. Machines are not functioning because of I think this is an issue that governors, you need to take charge within COG and have it addressed by the national government, because you cannot continue paying for repair costs for machines which are not functioning. You would rather have your own machines procured under your own budget and maintained by yourselves. So I think issues of budget management, we have also picked them. You will need to sit down with your people and ensure that we have proper budget control and performance, such that when you are not able to meet the budget expectation, then you need to come up with a supplementary budget so that we will stop having queries in relation to budget control and performance. So otherwise, all in all, we want to appreciate that this is a learning process. There is a lot your team learns from senators. There is a lot senators also learn and share with you, because they interact with many reports for various counties. So we are able to know and interface with current challenges. Matters of asset register, management of asset, depreciation, I think it's another gray area that you need to look at, so that public property is not lost and is accounted for and is reflected in your books. Otherwise, thank you very much as you go back to Kisii and Senator Deputy Party Leader. You may miss that ticket. Thank you very much. The meeting is adjourned, and Tuesday 10 a.m. Yeah.